Is like a game, and everything depends on what kind of player you are. It's time for you to get up and get the meaningful life you want, and it's as simple as tic-tac-toe. This is a look at the board for Play Your Bigger Game, a way to challenge yourself to reach new potential, and sometimes that means stepping out of your comfort zone. Creator and author of Play Your Bigger Game book, self-empowerment expert Rick Tamlyn is here to tell us more. Good to see you, Rick.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me.
So at this start of January, everyone's thinking New Year's resolutions,
Exactly.
but you say that's not really the right way to go. Why?
Well, we tend to focus on goals, right? At the beginning of the year especially, just as you suggested. And my philosophy these days is we're a little goal obsessed. And so rather than focusing on the goal in life, let's talk about the game I want to play with my life. So a little bit of a distinction. Like think of a sports team. Of course they want to win the game. So they want to score goals. But how they win the game is, how they're playing the game is how they make the goals. So rather than the goal focus, let's talk about the game we want to play with our life. And so that's what Bigger Game is all about.
And then eventually you'll reach that goal when you play
Absolutely.
the right game.
Yeah, it's not no to the goal, it's how am I getting to the goal.
Kind of like the journey is important, not
Absolutely.
just the end point. Okay,
Absolutely.
so explain to me this board. What does this mean, and, and how does it work? We've got it here too.
The game board was created because I really wanted to motivate people to figure out, what is the life I want to lead for myself? I want to live my best life. How do I do that? So these 9 elements are what make up what it means to play a bigger game. You'll notice it looks like a tic-tac-toe board.
It does. And so tell me about some of them, though. What is comfort zones? How do you address that?
Well, the whole comfort zone thing is, the comfort zone is about the what do I do in my life that's the same every day. And so to start to step out of my comfort zone, I actually have to find a compelling purpose. You'll notice this other square called compelling purpose.
Okay.
So it starts to ask the question, what am I compelled by that will pull me out of my business as usual comfort zone life? Right? So all of these elements, by the way, start to work together. You'll notice there are 9 of them.
What is gulp?
Gulp, yeah, it's a great one, great question. Gulp is that energy of excited and thrilled all at the same time.
Meaning like a little bit nervous
Little
too,
bit
maybe
nervous.
a little anxious, yeah.
A little bit anxious, but excited and thrilled. And it's that energy of I'm so wildly compelled to do it, but I'm not sure I know how to do it.
Okay.
But I want to do it.
So what do you use to overcome that? How do you do that?
Well, the whole thing about it is they start to work together. You'll notice there's another square called allies. Sometimes you might have to reach out to somebody and say, help, I need some help here. Or I need some guidance from somebody. For example, right here, right now, you and I, you're an ally for me. You're promoting this bigger game philosophy and having me on your show today. So in my context of bigger game, you're now an ally with me around bringing this message to the world. So thank you, first of all, for that.
And so how do you work them together then, once you kind of address each of these?
Yeah, so the way to think about this is you're on the game board of this all the time. You're either hungry for something to be different, you're ready to take a bold action, you need to take better care of yourself, which is sustainability. Imagine you're on the game board all the time, and therefore you're never stuck. So once you know where you are on the game board, then you know where to put your attention next.
Okay.
So for
Do you
example,
go in a certain order, or do you want to cover all of them?
great question. They're all happening all at the same time many
Okay.
times. Like tic-tac-toe, you can start anywhere. Doesn't matter where you start, but you got to get on the game board and figure out, well, where is it I want to go next? You know, and am I living a life of a comfort zone? Am I sort of bored?
Tell me about some people you've helped who have used this to accomplish some really neat things.
Well, you spoke about it earlier, New Year's resolutions, right? One of the biggest resolutions we all have is losing weight. And instead of naming the goal of I want to lose 10 pounds, for example, let's shift it to play a bigger game called I want to live a healthier lifestyle. So now that's a bigger game philosophy. Now that'll include taking better care of yourself, eating better, working out, getting more sleep, whatever it is. It's more holistic. It's grander than just the goal of losing weight. So that has a specific application to really the whole lifestyle game.
And you've helped business people as well,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Well, organizations, they get caught in the goal of making more money, right? That's the goal. Of course they want to make more money. Well, I work with teams and leaders of organizations to start to think about what's the bigger game we really want to play? What are we really doing that's bringing a positive impact to our world? And oh, look, our profits have gone up. So profits are the result of the game we're playing.
Interesting.
So it's a little bit of a philosophy and a paradigm shift.
Yeah. Now, it sounds like this takes time.
It can happen in a moment. You can really shift your thinking in a moment. Now, the impact of that, gaining that, playing that bigger game over time will sometimes take time to shift because we start to get a little bit obsessed, again, back to the goal. okay, wait a minute, what's the game I'm really playing?
Yeah.
So could happen in an instant because of the thought change that I have, or wow, let's figure out how to do this over a period of time and go get help, allies, investments. You'll start to see this game board comes alive.
And that's what it's really all about, though, is starting in your head and then making it happen.
And making it happen. And you'll notice bold action is the center square. Without bold action, it's all just a good conversation and a good idea. How many of us at the beginning of the year have a good idea, but don't actually do anything about it?
It's a great way to make it happen. Thank you so much, Rick. Good to
Hey,
see you.
thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, so again, the name of the book is Play Your Bigger Game by Rick Tamlyn. And to find out more about it and the game itself, go to kdka.com/PTL. We have the link for you there.